outside, man. Team told my Benz over Armor Gang shit. Rest in peace, all my fallen soldiers.
Now see, I'm trying to make it better, but it's stretches in my city. I can't even go to work unless I keep the hammer with me. Tell me, would you die for us? Sidewalk just always empty. Nigga, you call brother on the lowest, really, and you can't tell me how it feels to lose a loved one to a murder. I be in my feelings, smoking ganja, you ain't heard it. Walking down the sidewalk with my head over my shoulder. Driving through the spy, but my heart is getting cold. Now juvenile delinquency is what I told the reverend. If I can't seem to understand how I'ma get to heaven, made it off to where I'm from, now I ain't never telling. Caught a case and took an L, let that be my lesson.
Howdy, how y'all doing? Coming live right now. I want to give a shout out to my friend, not Sophia Janine. And yeah, DMT, man. Talk about a light in the universe that you could never expect to find, and it exists in all of us. And it's the building block of spirituality, in my opinion. My first experience with DMT came when I was about 17 to 19, and we were all sitting around smoking weed in my friend's house, and my chemist buddy of mine who used to grow mushrooms, he was the Mushroom Connect, came over, and it's like, hey, I made some DMT. You guys want to experience something? You know, he was very careful not to use the term getting high, and I tried to use that as well, because it's not a high, it's a experiment, experience of reality. And needless to say, you know, whatever, he pulls out a light bulb with a little tube off of it, like straight ghetto looking crack pipe thing looking, you know. I'm like, I don't know if I should be doing this right now. But everybody else did it, gets to me, and I take a big hit, and next thing I know, I'm launched off the planet, and I'm seeing the different planets go by, and I remember looking back at Earth, and my head got yanked to the side, and that was my correlation to know that this experience was real, because for 2 weeks after that, I couldn't turn my head to the left because I had a pulled muscle in my neck. So it was like, that was the only reason I knew, you know what I mean? That was the solidity, or the solid relation to, kept it real, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And so after I go outside of our planetary system, past another galaxy, into another galaxy where all these planets are swirling colors, and end up at this golden planet with this like 9-foot tall golden being, light coming through. It's like one of those oil things around, and it swirls with the glitter and the gold flakes in it.
Yeah.
And same with the being, and I could tell it was a female. I don't know how, had no obvious female characteristics, but just the energy was female. And I remember her telling me that I needed to stop asking why, because why is a pointless question. You can ask why and get the answer to why 1,000 times and never gain any ground with it.
Yeah.
They told me I needed to stop asking why and start asking how and what.
Yeah.
Because those are things that you can move forward with and get something to hold on to. And that was my first experience with it. Second time I did it, it was I remember we paid $350 for a gram, but it was made by a scientist in Berkeley, in the city, and it was a teacher at Berkeley. I'm not going to name names because I would hate to get him in trouble, but that time it was lit. He kept saying it's little green men, and that's the one with the little tricksters and the gnomes that you see running around that like to play games, and they're really just big mirrors, your little mirrors, you know, reflections of yourself. And what you see, or what they see, or what they do, it directly relates to where you're at in your life. And I just remember seeing all these things, and they kept taking little parts to this project I had, and I'm like, and it was so weird, dude, like, and every time they'd take the wrench that I needed, or, you know what I mean, and like, it was just a trip, man. But they're involved in all the aspects of life, like, as far as anything that goes right or wrong, I don't even know how to explain it. It's
hard
beyond
to explain.
explanation.
Yeah.
It's something you have to experience. But it's crazy because that was the second time. Third time was shortly thereafter. My other buddy had had made some or extracted some, and that was probably the most like wake up experience out of all of it, because that time when I did it, I didn't go anywhere as far as blasting off. I stayed here, but the dimensional value thickened and the layers became apparent to me. Like how right here, right now, there's dinosaurs walking in this because time isn't real. Time is an illusion. There's clocks. Time doesn't exist. Clocks exist. So, it's like it's this moment right now, and right now, and right now, and right now, and they're all the same moment.
Yeah.
But because of the way our brain's wired, we experience as a linear progression.
Oh.
And that was probably the coolest one. That was the first time I became aware of a tether and became aware of my true self, or my spiritual inner self. Reptilian. I'm definitely reptilian.
Wait. Wait, what do you mean you're reptilian?
We all have an inner being, right? Or a over. I guess it's more of a over being, because it exists in all the different dimensions, and it's based on our genetics. We're a mixture of 14 different alien races. Human beings are. In like I said, in my opinion, I mean, in all reality, everything is an aspect of you, because we're creating it, and it's all coming from the how would you say, like, it's all created in your subconscious. So therefore, everything that is in physical reality is a product of your subconscious. So it's being created by that. It has to follow those rules, follow that order, whatever you believe. You know what I mean? And 95% of everything is belief. The other 5% would be like the effort we put forward, or the manifestation properties aspect of it. Like, it's a beautiful disaster, or everything and nothing at the same time.
Team talking about Benzo World, Armor Gang shit. Rest in peace, all my fallen soldiers.
Now see, I'm trying to make it better, but it's treacherous in my city. I can't even go to work unless I keep that hammer with me. Tell me, would you die for? Sidewalk just always empty. Nigga, you call brother on the lowest, really, and you can't tell me how it feels to lose a loved one to a murder. I be in my feelings, smoking ganja, you ain't heard of. Walking down the sidewalk with my head over my shoulder. Driving through the spy, but my heart is getting cold. Now juvenile delinquency is what I told the reverend. If I can't seem to understand how I'ma get to heaven, made an oath to where I'm from, now I ain't never tellin'. Caught a case and took an L, let that be my lesson. Yeah, I done stomach people dying when I'm knowing it ain't right. We're having dreams of wearing diamonds, I be hidden in their lights. And it's changing Cuban links and VVS's, I decide I'm out of here. And matching jewelry for the color dirty Sprite. Money split up in a million ways. Thinking about the moolah was on my last name. I chose to stick up with the ruler. Teach her how to hit the road, I'ma have to school her. Hit a house and flip a mattress, might hit your medulla. Risk taking as a student, had to pay my dues. It killed my soul today, I see my youngest on the news, yeah. And if I lose again, I'ma lose it. Louis buried with a crown and that turned me ruthless, yeah. I watched him suffer, couldn't pause it. No, I told my brother and he lost it. Cold water in the freezer from the faucet. It ain't no problem, if you with me, I'ma solve it. See, in the hood, you always gotta keep precaution. I hope you make it out your struggle, so we all win. My savior got a plan, I hear him calling. But like Alicia Keys, I keep on falling. I'm too busy being stressed, I can't get no sleep. I close my eyes and see that victims covered up in shades. Been traumatized, through the violence, through PTSD. Try to throw my name in dirt, that's when I blossom from a seed. If you out here living life, you only promise death. I was taught to use my words before I took a step. When you think it'd be so hard to trust my blood and flesh. No fairy tales, just a message through my content. I didn't wanna go to school, I felt like a fool. Didn't think to get a job, know what to pursue. Had to get up out the hood and didn't wanna move. If you was stuck in my position, tell me what you do. It ain't nothing new, it ain't nothing new. I didn't wanna pay attention, so he broke the rules. If my brother said he need me, then I'm coming through. I'd rather hear you shackled up than buried in a suit.
Better days, huh?
Now see, I'm trying to make it better, but it's treacherous in my city. I can't even go to work unless I keep the hammer with me. Tell me, would you die for a sidewalk that's always empty? The nigga you call brother on the lowest, really, if you can't tell me how it feels to lose a loved one to a murder. I be in my feelings, smoking ganja, you ain't heard of. Walking down the sidewalk with my head over my shoulder. Just driving through this fire, but my heart is getting colder.